There's not a lot known about the man said to haunt the place. I couldn't find any obituary for Floyd Armstrong, but I did find several feature stories about his life. In the early 2000s, he told reporters he had been collecting antiques since the 1950s. After he died, his store was bought out, and the people who work there now say Floyd is just as eclectic after life. In the heart of the Arts District, at a corner on Main Street, is the weirdest little shop in Vegas.
We have mummified animals. We have a human skull right over there. We have these objects that are used in rituals and ceremonies to conjure up things for magical purposes.
They all carry the story with them. Now, some stories are wonderful and fantastic, and other stories are definitely tragic.
You decide which one this story is.
Floyd was here, for quite some time, and this was his place, his love.
Before the shop became Las Vegas Oddities, it was Armstrong's Emporium. Its namesake, Floyd Armstrong, not only worked here,
he had a kind of shower and water heater set up in the bathroom.
He lived and died here too.
The first story I heard about Floyd was that he passed away on the toilet.
He had a heart attack while on the toilet, the Elvis way of going.
When Vanessa Van Alstine bought the shop in 2017, Floyd's family came to visit.
And they added that to respect his final wishes, they punched a hole in the bag of his cremains and sprinkled it around the store and on some of the items that he loved.
Since then, employees noticed weird things happening.
Some of my employees and the vendors that would volunteer time in here would experience getting slapped on the butt or somebody touching the back of their shoulder.
Things Vanessa was told Floyd did in life too.
Mr. Armstrong was an interesting man. He and his dog lived in the store.
And employees can tell when Floyd gets upset.
He gets excited, things will crash down. It was things that would have irritated him because he didn't like his store to change.
They say the place you can feel Floyd's presence the most, the bathroom where he died.
Weird, you'll go in there and you'll feel the weird staticky, the heaviness.
It's like walking into absolute soup. It was heavy as electric. You could feel kind of an oppressive weight on you.
There's nothing normal about the oddities inside this Las Vegas store, but is there something truly paranormal?
All of these objects alone give us a million possibilities for spirit attachments. But then if you combine that with the fact that the previous owner died here and his ashes were scattered all around this building, I'm telling you, this could be a bonanza of strange phenomena. It's not a surprise that people experience a lot of ghosts right here. You test everything you can test.
Paranormal investigator Joshua P. Warren wanted to experience it for himself.
You have to get lucky to catch some of this stuff sometimes. This is what a ghost would look like with this particular device.
Joshua showed us some of his tools to track down and talk to spirits on the other side.
And if we can get this thing to start levitating nicely, then that will show us that this environment is pretty ripe for ghostly activity.
Joshua believes the strongest activity will come from the last place that Floyd was seen.
So now I'm going to walk toward the room. Ooh, that was interesting. Listen to that. My name is Joshua. Floyd, would you like to say hello? Often ghosts are reacting to people on the scene. Hear that warbling sound?
Joshua then turned on a laser grid in hopes of seeing Floyd.
When you move around, we can see it because those lasers. Whoa. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
That's not laser grid dim out like that.
That's not supposed to happen. That is not supposed to happen. Okay, let's take a breather here.
After just a few minutes, he saw enough.
I've got goosebumps right now because of what just happened in the room where Mr. Armstrong died. To have all those laser beams shifting, right when the meter's spiking, at these key moments when I am talking to his spirit, that was exciting. I mean, there is definitely something paranormal happening in that room.
I've always been very skeptical, so it's been so consistent and so in my face. It's kind of challenged a lot of what I thought about the hereafter and the spiritual world.
Floyd Armstrong, a man who spent his life as a collector and found value in preserving history. It's no wonder he wanted to stay where he built his treasure emporium.
And so when you have a person who spent his life right here, this was his business, this was his home, this was the area where he liked to hang out, this was the pattern, this was the routine that he followed. He was burning his life into this environment, and now it's a part of it.
Las Vegas Oddities will relocate at the end of the year. Vanessa, the store owner, said she hates to move, but they hope Floyd will follow. And of course, she says she's taking the haunted toilet seat with her. Tiana Bonner, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.